Marriage is something that will influence and affect your life both in this world and the world to come. A sincere Christian, that is where I want us to begin. A sincere Christian will not advance his plans in this direction without the knowledge that God approves his course. You just have to have this thing that tells you, I know God has approved of it. And that is the question you're asking. How do I? See, that is what you're asking. That is what you're asking. How do I know God has approved it? It does not matter what your parents say. It does not matter what your friends are saying, what your siblings are saying. The most important thing before you get into marriage with someone, the question is, has God put his signature? What is it tangible that you can look at and convince someone that this is what I know, that this is a yes? Or it's imaginary? The Lord did not create man and left man in the world to operate on his own. God is still in touch. He touches base with his children. And he speaks crystal clear, black and white, only to those in an intimate relationship with him. Because God is spirit. It takes spirituality to get to hear him. You can't hear God in the natural environment. You cannot. I remember, is it Gideon, Pastor? Gideon was asked to go to war. And he says, God, I must consult with you. Are you sure I should? Then God says, yeah, you go. Mighty man of valor. And Gideon says, no, I need to be sure it's not the devil talking. I need to be sure it is you talking. So what I will do, I will take a fleece and put it outside there. If I wake up in the morning, find the fleece is wet, but the ground is dry, I know it is you who has spoken. In the morning he woke up, the fleece was wet, squeezed it a bowl full of water, and the ground is dry. He knew God had spoken. That is God's signature. And then Gideon says, ngoja kidogo. Hata shetani anaweza fanya hii kitu. So, I will return the fleece. If I find it dry tomorrow and the ground very wet, I know you have spoken. I know for you, and in the morning he went, the fleece was dry, the ground was wet. For you, you're thinking this is Old Testament concept. The concept of signs still works to date to the child of God with an intimate relationship with him. Seek him. In fact, the day you want to get married, fast. Because fasting lifts you from the natural environment to the spiritual. Fasting takes your mind to be above the physical and the mental. Your spirit becomes above, suppresses your physical and the mental. It is your spirit that is happier. But when your stomach is full, you're not thinking. Your mind is beclouded. You can't even hear when God is speaking. If you want moments when you can hear God speak, not even hear God speak, you want to understand a concept in this life, you fast. Your mind is clear. You want to do exams when you're fasting. But look at how human beings behave. Then your mother gives you 3 sausages with thick chai, and you're going to do exams. Blocked mind. You're trying to remember the area of your trapezium. It's not coming. The best time to do exams, after you studied throughout the night, did your revision, you want to remember, go into an exams fasting. Your mind is clear. But even if I ask you to fast, so right now you will tell me, you will ask me a silly question. Now, if you're a diabetic pastor, do you fast? Yeah, you'll ask me that question now. I'm saying there's no shortcut. You need God. It's a serious thing we are dealing with. This is your life, here and after. You can't joke with it. A sincere Christian will not advance his plans in this direction without the knowledge of God, that God approves his cause. He will not want to choose for himself, but will feel that God must choose for him.